Hi, just going to talk very quickly about mise-en-scene here. That's what is put into scene, and so yeah, I've touched upon this first part quite briefly in some of my other video blogs, but the props used for the murder. Obviously we've got the bag, which is the subject to the dealing, and this is quite a good prop to have because obviously you can't see in the bag, and that's the idea. Because we want that to be sort of unknown, and perhaps that could be developed or challenged later in the film. What is in this bag? That's something that we can develop on, and ultimately we feel that the bag prop, that's gonna play on the audience's mind, make them want to continue to watch the film, which is the ultimate goal. Another prop that I did previously mention as well was the bat type thing that we anticipate will be the murder weapon. This really we felt was perhaps, again, first and foremost accessible, because obviously we don't have access to all these high-tech guns like they have in major films, but also some of the sort of toy guns that we just didn't feel that they really looked serious enough for our film. We felt that we needed something that would look believable and would actually sort of feel like a proper weapon. So we decided to go for a sort of a bat-like thing. It's a more or less an everyday item for some people, especially if you play something like cricket or any sort of bat sports. And there is the whole, it could be seen as encouraging imitable behaviour, but we think that this is a good weapon because, again, the audience can identify with it, but also as well, most importantly, it's accessible. And it's still something that is going to do a bit of damage, which that is the main purpose of a weapon. Another thing is, these seem quite small things, but just sort of maybe clothing that the character's going to wear. We want the main character just to wear sort of normal-ish clothing because we feel that, again, as I said it before, we want the main character just to appeal to the target audience, someone who they can relate to and sort of empathise with, and feel that they are part of the character's life. So that's the main thing. Again, the killer, just sort of reasonable, sort of perhaps sort of quite intimidating clothes. So probably a hoodie, maybe something to cover the face, just because that looks quite sort of sinister, and instantly the audience is going to feel maybe a little edge if they can't see the antagonist's face, because obviously where there's a sort of air of, oh, I don't know who that is, personally I would feel that adds to it because you don't know who or what it is. So yeah, I think that could really work to our advantage. Other props, just sort of like television and PlayStation or Xbox or something like that, just for the main character thing, because again, that's sort of something that most of our target audience are sort of probably 15 to 25-year-olds would be able to associate with, because they've most likely played on them in their childhood or still play on them. So yeah, that's something that we felt, and again that reiterates the fact that the main character is essentially one of you, and that's what we thought would probably sell the film to the audience if they felt that they could really relate to the main character. So in that sort of respect, there's a lot of influences from a film like Kick-Ass here, but we felt that was a pretty good film in terms of making the audience really believe in it and buy into it. So yeah, that's really reflected in a lot of our props and costume, and yeah, generally mise-en-scene.